Hello all, hope all are doing good. So now we will see NCERT Solutions, Chapter 11, Rebels and the Raj, the Revolt of 1857 and its Representations. Question number 8, Subject History Class 12, explained by Sandhya M. The question is, what do visual representations tell us about the revolt of 1857? How do historians analyze these representations? So they are asking about the visual representation about the revolt of 1857 and how does the historians analyze it? The answer is pictorial image were produced by both British and Indian paintings, pencil drawings, posters, etc. They form an important record of the mutiny. British pictures in particular present a variety of images that have provoked a range of different kind of emotions and reactions. So pictorial images about the revolt of 1857 was produced by both Indian and British painters through painting, pencil sketching, posters, etc. And they serve as the important record for this mutiny. When we take British paintings, British pictures give us a variety of pictures which provoke a different range of emotions, reactions, etc. Next, some of the British pictorial images commemorate the British heroes who served the English. They repressed the rebels, hence represented as heroes. For example, Relief of Lucknow, painted by Thomas John Barker, depict the effort of James Outram, Henry Havelock, and Colin Campbell in rescuing the besieged British garrison in Lucknow. This image was painted or sketched in 1859. So few British pictorial images depict the British heroes because they rescue the people. One such example is Relief of Lucknow. This work was painted by Thomas Jones Barker and it depicts how heroically James Outram, Henry Havelock, and Colin Campbell worked to rescuing the besieged British garrison in Lucknow. And this work was sketched on 1859. Next, newspaper reported incidents of violence against women and children. Such kind of news, when broke out, they led to the demand for revenge and retribution. The British government were asked to protect the women and children. Artists have tried to express these feelings through the visual representation of trauma and sufferings. So sometimes they were newspaper report coming out telling about the violence that was done to women and children. And when such news came out, people demanded for justice and they wanted to take revenge against people who caused all these violence to women and children. So to evoke these emotions and to represent these emotions, artists painted and they tried to express their feelings and emotions in form of visual representation, which showed their trauma and sufferings. Next is Memories in Memoriam, painted by Joseph Noel Patton, portray helpless English women and children huddled in circle awaiting their fate at the hands of the rebels. Through it, he tried to represent the rebels as the violent. Another work is In Memoriam, painted by Joseph Noel Patton, and it shows the sufferings of the English women and children who were waiting for their hand in the hands of rebels. And this shows the pain and suffering of the English women and how violent the rebel people were. Next, portrait of heroes of rebellion, the dead and the injured portrait in the picture indicate the suffering which occurred during the siege. While the triumphant figures of heroes in the middle ground emphasize the fact that the British rule had been re-established, the rebellion has been surprised. Next, invincibility of British threatened by the rebellion, the British felt the need to demonstrate their invincibility. They tried to represent it through pictorial image. For example, in one such image, a female figure of justice with a sword in one hand, a shield in other hand is shown. Her posture is aggressive, her facial expression expresses her anger and a desire for revenge. She is presented in a heroic image. What is invincibility? Invincibility is the powerfulness. At a point of time, the British power was suppressed and the rebellion's power was in uphand. And in this time, British people felt that there was a need to demonstrate their power. So this was represented through a pictorial image. For example, a female figure of justice was painted with a sword in one hand and a shield in other hand. And her posture is so aggressive, her facial expression expresses her anger and desire to revenge against these rebellions. So here the female figure is represented as a heroic image. Next, in certain sketches and paintings, women were depicted as heroic. They are represented as defending themselves against the rebels. Women's struggle to save her honor and life is shown to have a deeper religious connotation. It is a battle to save the honor of Christianity, and a book lying on the floor is said to symbolize the Bible. Few sketches and paintings depicted women as a hero, where she is defending herself against the rebels. She is struggling to save her honor, her life, and her religious reputations. And here, there is a battle to save the Christianity religion, and the book lying down symbolizes the Bible book. Next, source of deal with the report of a British officer from out the reports of the uprising of the people. So few sources were also seen which deal with the British officers from out. It report about the uprising of the people. Thank you.